You know what's kind of funny? Most people don't quit Bedwars because they hate the game. They quit because the game stops being fun. Like, think about it. When you first start playing, it's so chill. You're just breaching around, buying fireballs for no reason, maybe build a huge bed defense and accidentally blowing yourself up with a TNT or a fireball. And somehow that's the best part. Or you're just buying a bow and you're just bow spamming and camping at your base. But after a while, something changes. Suddenly, every game starts to feel like this little test. You have to win to prove you're not bad. And if you lose, it's like, great, I just wasted 8 minutes of my life. And I don't know why that happens, but it happens to everyone. At some point, Bedwars just stops feeling like a game and starts feeling like a job. Like you're clocking in to protect your FKDR or something. I've definitely been there too. You lose one game, you're fine. You lose two, it's whatever. But then you hit that third loss and suddenly you're thinking, okay, nah, this game is actually rigged, or everyone else is hacking, or this is all because of my ping, and we all start blaming the mouse, right? Or hit regeneration, whatever. It's never our fault. But that's the trap, because the more serious you take it, the less fun it gets. And you know what the crazy part is? Most of us don't even realize we're doing it. You're just queuing game after game trying to redeem yourself, and like, I can't end on a loss. Bro, I've said that sentence way too many times to myself. And then you just play way too long into the night because you just can't get a win. You lose 5 games in a row because you're just trying to win one last one before you go to bed. And then it's 2 a.m. and you're like, yeah, okay, I hate this game. But here's the thing, it's not even about skill, it's the pressure we put on ourselves. We start thinking the only reason to play is to win. And when that doesn't happen, the whole thing feels pointless. But that's not what Bedwars was meant to be. When I started playing, I didn't care about my FKDR. I didn't even know what that was. I was just happy with my bridge, that it actually connected to the other islands. Or when I didn't fall into the void for the first time, or when I even learned speed bridging. That was a huge moment for me. And honestly, that's what the game should be about. Those little improvements that you make, and they just make you happy. It's not about how many beds you broke or how many finals you got. Because if you think about it, even the best players, like the ones you watch on YouTube all the time, they lose too. They just don't show it. And the same goes for me. I also lose. Sometimes I have a losing streak of 5 to 10 games. I just don't win a game, and that's normal. So if you're sitting there thinking, man, I suck, I lose every game and I'll never get good, trust me, you're fine. Everything feels like that at some point. Even me, even the sweats, literally everyone. You're not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to enjoy it. You're supposed to learn at your own pace. So yeah, if you're playing and it's not fun anymore, take a break. Play something else or just queue a 4v4 and mess around. Because that's when the game feels the best, when you stop caring so much. And you know what happens then? You're learning. You're learning new things, new mechanics, you're trying stuff out, and then you're even improving. And honestly, that's kind of where I started realizing I was burning out from Bedwars. Like, I didn't even hate the game, I just didn't feel anything playing it anymore. And that was weird because I used to love it. But yeah, that's when things changed for me, and that's when I had to figure out a different way how to play. So yeah, after a while I realized I wasn't really having fun anymore. Like, I would open Minecraft, stare at the Bedwars NPC and just kind of sit there thinking, do I even want to queue right now? And that's when it hit me. I wasn't playing because I wanted to, I was playing because I felt like I had to. It's like when you start watching a show you love, and then one day it just feels like homework. Do you know that feeling? And that was me with Bedwars. I would load into a solo match and get sweaty first rushes every time, and I'd be like, bro, can I just breathe for once? And the worst part is, when I lost, I didn't even rage anymore. I'd just sit there in silence like, yep. Do you know that face? And then you just close Minecraft and you're shutting your PC down and you're like, I just wasted 2 hours for nothing. And that's how I knew I was burned out. So I started switching it up. I went to doubles hoping it would feel a bit different. And spoiler, it didn't. A lot of the times my teammates disconnected and the other half I was the one falling off the bridge. And there were so many parties and teams, they just keep double rushing and you have no chance when you're solo queuing doubles. And by the way, that was when I started playing Bedwars, started getting into Bedwars. I was super trash, I couldn't play the game. And this might sound a bit weird, but then I started playing 4v4s. Yeah, I know, everyone says 4v4s are too easy or they are not real Bedwars, but honestly, that's where I found the fun again. Because in 4v4s, you can actually chill and do whatever you want to do. You can build a random defense, you can buy golems just for fun, you can mess around, you can build bridges and towers, and you can buy fireballs, and you can collect emeralds to get a punch bow and try all of that stuff out. And you do not need to worry about ruining your FKDR. Because somehow, for me, I just forgot about FKDR when I played 4v4s. And the people are not so sweaty there. They're kind of the same. They are trying stuff out and they're new at the game. So nobody's sweating there, and it's just chaos, but good chaos. And for the first time in a while, I caught myself enjoying the game again when I was playing. Not a clutch or a crazy play, but because it just was funny and I could just do whatever I want to do. And I think this is for every one of us. Everyone starts playing Bedwars. You just build a massive defense and you're just camping at your base and you're collecting resources and diamonds and making a tower, and that's what's super fun, isn't it? And then all the sweats come and they're like, okay, if you want to win the game, you need to actually rush, you need to leave your base, you need to target other players, and well, yeah, of course you have to do that to win a game, but is that actually fun? And I think that's what so many people forget, that the improvement comes naturally when you actually enjoy the game. Because then you're creative, you're yourself, and you can start using items better, and you learn positioning and timing and all of that stuff without even thinking about it. But when you force yourself to play a mode that you hate just to get good, you actually improve slower. Because your brain is already in this I hate this mode. And honestly, I wish more players heard that earlier. Because I see so many players, they just quit before they even get a chance to enjoy it. And I understand it. I mean, so many players, so many sweats, they make an alt account and then they, as a 1-star, 2-star, they join a lobby and then they absolutely destroy this completely new players. And as a new player, you need to figure out what the game is about and how it works. And then you start buying wood and start defending your bed, and all of a sudden you get absolutely comboed into the void, and then you lose your bed and big screen that says game over. And that's just not fun. So many players start playing Bedwars before they even really get the chance to enjoy it. They lose a few solo games, they get mad, and then they decide, I'm just not good enough. And trust me, nah bro, you're just playing the wrong mode for where you're at. You wouldn't start at the boss level in any other game, right? You build up, you learn, you mess around, and that's what makes it fun. So yeah, for a while I just vibed in 4v4s. I didn't care if I won, I didn't care if I got kills. It was just so fun to collect some emeralds, to try out some invisibility potions and just do whatever I wanted to do. I was just learning how to block in fights, or how to use ladders properly, or when to even void, and all that stuff that no one really explained back then. And that's when Bedwars started feeling fun again. No pressure, no stats, just fun. But eventually something changed again. I started improving, and that meant I wanted to win again. But this time it felt different, because I wasn't chasing numbers anymore, I was chasing good plays. And that mindset literally changed the way I see the game. And I think YouTube helps a lot in that too. Because you're not always playing for the win, you're playing to show something new you learned, or like a crazy play or a completely creative play that no one has ever done before. And those good plays are the plays you should be chasing and not the wins. So yeah, once I stopped caring about stats, Bedwars started feeling good again. And by the way, also when I record a video, I still have that sometimes when I want to show a specific move, or when I want to make an intro, or when I want to prove my point. Sometimes I have to lose a game, or I have to get comboed off or something, whatever. And sometimes I still think, oh man, this ruins my FKDR, but who cares? Who cares about your FKDR? You're the only one who cares about it. So So it doesn't matter. Just play the game. And when I played like that, I started doing better, ironically. It's like the less you care about winning, the more you actually start winning. I don't know if that makes sense. Because you're not overthinking anymore, you're just playing. But it's pretty hard, right? Because Bedwars is such a competitive game. Everyone is trying to prove something. I'm better than this guy, I'm in the top 500, my FKDR is 15. And then there's this toxic community too sometimes, where the people just spam L and they're just toxic to each other, you know? You get my point. It's like, why are people so mean to each other? It's a game, you're supposed to have fun together. And that's what makes it tricky, because the game rewards you for caring about stats. Every screen has numbers, kills, finals, bad, broken. And don't get me wrong, that stuff's cool, because it shows you that you're improving, but also it can quietly mess with your head. Like, you will win a game but still feel bad because your FKDR went down by 0.01, or you didn't get enough final kills, or whatever. And that's when I realized stats are fine, but they're not the goal. They're just proof you played the game. That's it. And you know what actually makes Bedwars fun again? Moments. Like the tiny ones. The clutch saves, the crazy fireball snipes, the stupid block clutches you didn't even mean to do. And the best part is, they can happen even when you lose. Some of my favorite games ever were losses. But here we go again. I would never upload them to YouTube, because it is such a community of you have to win, you have to show that you're good. And maybe I will upload some of the games that I think they're cool, but I didn't win in the end, you know. But people expect you to win, and then the viewers also expect to win themselves. And that's why I'm making this video, to take the pressure of this sweaty mindset in Bedwars. Some of my favorite games that I ever played were losses, but then in the end I just have an embarrassing loss because I just jumped off the map because I couldn't hit a block clutch or whatever. And that's completely normal, and this shouldn't take the fun away. I think that's the secret to actually enjoying Bedwars again. Play for the moments, not metrics. You can lose 5 games and still have a great time if you stop treating every match like an exam. And honestly, I know it sounds cheesy, but it's kind of like life. If you're obsessed with the results, you miss the stuff that makes it fun along the way. Now, don't get me wrong, competition is not a bad thing. It is fun to care, and it's fun to want to get better. But there's a line between wanting to improve and needing to prove yourself. And that's what I had to learn. If you only play to feel good enough, you will never feel good enough, because someone will always be better. There's always another sweat, another cracked player, and another clip you wish you hit. So instead, I started playing for curiosity. Hey, what happens if I rush this way instead? That mindset is so much lighter. And you'll still improve, but it's not draining anymore. When you stop playing to prove something, you stop panicking when you lose. And just think, oh man, that didn't work, I'll try something else next game. And suddenly you're improving without even trying. And you know why? You're not nervous. If you lose your bed, you don't care. So it's fine, you can just play. You lost your bed and you're just so nervous that you're going to die, that your aim is terrible, that you fall off bridging or whatever. And that's all because you care about the stats. And I swear, when you're in that mindset, you start messing around again and you stop logging off frustrated. That's when Bedwars becomes your game again, not everyone else's definition of it. And honestly, I think that's why I didn't quit, because once I stopped trying to play like everyone else, I started actually loving the game again. Not because I was winning more, but because I finally found my own reason to play again. And that's what I want to talk about next, why I still play Bedwars, even after all the burnout and the losses and the pressure. And you know what's funny? I thought about quitting Bedwars so many times, like genuinely. There were weeks where I didn't touch the game at all. And honestly, I didn't even miss it at first. But every time, somehow, I always came back. I think it's because Bedwars isn't just about breaking beds or PvPing anymore. It's kind of like a place, you know what I mean? We've all been here for years, learning, laughing, getting mad, improving, and now it's just part of us. Sometimes I'll just join a lobby and hear the music and see that little villager, shopkeeper, and it's like, yeah, that feels like home. And sure, the game is more competitive now. There are sweats, tryhards, people who literally butterfly click 20 CPS, but that's okay because even if the game changes, how you play it can still be yours. For me, Bedwars became more than a game just about winning, and that might sound ironic because I make a lot of videos that are like how to win more in Bedwars or how to win every game, how to win every first rush. But that's not what Bedwars should actually be about. For me, it became a game about learning to lose better. And by the way, this is not just in Minecraft, this is in general. Like, how do you deal with frustration? How to stay calm under pressure? How to take a loss and not let it ruin your day. It sounds small and maybe a bit cheesy actually, but it's actually huge. I think that mindset shift started here in a block game, which is kind of ironic. And that's also kind of beautiful, isn't it? And I think that's what people miss when they quit too early, because yeah, it's frustrating sometimes, but the lessons you get from playing, from losing, from learning patience, they stick with you. You learn that improvement takes time, that progress doesn't always feel fun, and that sometimes playing bad doesn't mean that you are actually bad. It just means you're still learning. And when you finally realize that, you stop playing against everyone else and start playing with yourself. And that's why I didn't quit, because when I stopped chasing wins and started chasing growths, the game got good again. Winning feels great, don't get me wrong, but so does getting that clean clutch, or blocking in perfectly, or just outsmarting someone after losing to them 3 times in a row. That's a real win, and it doesn't matter what the outcome of the actual game is. And I think this is also the reason why Bedwars still means something to so many of us. It's not about being the best, it's about having those moments, those little memories that make you smile when you think about them later. Or maybe it's that one insane clutch, maybe it's the game you played with your friends where everyone was screaming in the voice chat, or maybe it's just that quiet 2 AM in the morning match where you queued alone and somehow felt peaceful. That's the real part of the game. So yeah, that's why I didn't quit, because every time I think I'm done, there's something about Bedwars that brings me back. Not the stats and not the wins, it's just a feeling. That moment when everything clicks, when you bridge perfectly or land a clean combo and it just feels right. You can't get that feeling anywhere else. So if you're watching this and you've been feeling burnt out, or you've been losing a lot, and this isn't just for Bedwars, as I said, this is for in general how you're feeling in life, or you're just not enjoying the game like you used to, maybe don't quit just yet. Take a break, switch modes, play with friends, or just load in and build something stupid for fun. Because one day you will have that one good game again, and it will remind you why you started playing in the first place. And that's why most players quit, but it's also why I didn't. Anyway, if this helped you in any way, if it made you feel a little less alone with this whole Bedwars burnout sweating thing, that's awesome. I'm really glad you're here. And hey, if you want more videos like this, more chill talks, more honest stuff, drop a like and subscribe. No pressure though, just glad you're hanging out. And by the way, I've got a ton of really cool videos already in the works. There's one all about what to do after your first rush, because most players have no idea how to turn that early win into an actual game win. Another one is 30+ more mistakes that even good players still make. One about the art of baiting in Bedwars, which is probably one of the most underrated skills in the game. And finally, a video where I will just talk a bit about my journey on YouTube and everything that has happened so far. So yeah, if you're still watching right now, you're an absolute legend. Comment "I never quit" so I know you made it here. I'll let the rest of this game play out in the background, and thanks again for just hanging out with me.